You know what, the Jougan might be fourth dimensional. In Kishimoto's original concept drawing for Boruto, he imagined him with Kurama chakra mode, which shouldn't be possible to achieve as of right now due to Kurama's death obviously. But he did draw Boruto with what seems like two Byakugan. So Boruto, as we know, is Naruto and Hinata's son. On his mother Hinata's side, she carries the Hyuga clan's Byakugan, which she passed down to Himari, but the question is, did she pass it on to Boruto as well? Well, in chapter 1 of a manga, we see a flash forward to a destroyed Konoha, but we also see Boruto activating a dojutsu with a featureless appearance and a barely visible pupil. Most people believe that this dojutsu is in fact the Byakugan. However, in the anime, Boruto's eyes shown to instead be slightly coloured or tinted blue, with a darkened sclera and a visible pupil resembling a Tenseigan. After the airing of episode 15, the animator for Boruto made a blog post hoping to offer clarification about what the eye actually is. The animator explained that the eye was neither a Byakugan or Tenseigan, and at the time was being referred to as the Jougan, which is a unique dojutsu directly translating to pure eye. However, he also noted that he hasn't read all of the scripts yet, and technically the insight that he has read could change still. However, it will most likely be explained in detail in the future, so fans shouldn't overthink everything as of right now, since even Kishimoto, the author, hasn't fully decided and confirmed everything yet. The Jougan isn't technically mentioned in the manga either, so it seems to be an anime exclusive or an anime original type of dojutsu, leading people to doubt its canonicity. But these differences could also lead to a different ending. For example, the manga ending may be different to the anime ending because of this major difference. However, the Jougan does exist during the novels, leading me to believe that the anime and the novels are more closely connected, which does make sense considering that many of the anime's supposed filler are rather just adaptations of novel content. For example, when Boruto first goes to the Mist Village, all of that happens in the novels. A little later during the Otsutsuki invasion arc, Urashiki claims that Boruto's mysterious dojutsu is quite troublesome and may even cause problems to his plan in the future. Boruto did defeat Urashiki alongside of his younger father in the time travel arc. Urashiki clearly has knowledge about the eye and may have actually seen it in person, implying that it does originate from an Otsutsuki, just as Animea had said prior. To back this up further, Taneri claimed that Boruto is the Star of Hope against the destruction that will eventually come to pass. What does he even mean by this? So what I think is Boruto will save the world from a calamity, which may be related to some sort of otherworldly or Otsutsuki catastrophe. The only major villain who could do something like this, I think, is Shibai Otsutsuki, who has harvested many god fruits and achieved godhood, eventually even ascending to a higher mathematical dimension, meaning he exists within the realm from which he can still influence the universe and manipulate the memories of humanity, some sort of Otsutsuki realm. But this is where I think things get a little bit more crazy, because the animator also explained that the Jougan is closely related to the Otsutsuki clan's dimension, years before Shibai was even revealed or written into the story. If the animator is talking about the high dimension that he currently resides in, this might mean that Kishimoto had planned this all out since the beginning of the story. There was a theory a while back that the Jougan was a dojutsu that Shibai achieved post-ascension. The eyes that we see in the background of Ishiki's explanation of the Otsutsuki god are thought to be Jougan that belong to Shibai. But it was somewhat refuted in the anime when the eyes were shown to rather be Byakugan. Well, not technically Byakugan, we don't really know what they are since the lighting's pretty bad, so we can't say for sure. But if this theory is true and they are Jougan, what is Boruto doing with one of Shibai's Jougan or an Otsutsuki god's Jougan? Technically, we know how Boruto got the Jougan, well at least allegedly. When Urashiki arrives on the moon, he meets Taneri. He says that he knows that Taneri made the first move, that he did something to Hinata's son in order to combat the Otsutsuki. Could he have possibly given him the Jougan? Since he does seem to have vast knowledge of it and claims that it's the Star of Hope. If Taneri implanted one of his eyes within Boruto somehow, then maybe he wants Boruto to stop Shibai. Although, if you guys remember my previous video, alongside my friend Six, we suggested that Shibai is an evil being, which is implied by the fact that he achieved ascension through destructive and selfish means. So it's possible that he's locked or imprisoned outside of the universe and seeks to possibly return. By granting Boruto the Jougan, he might be able to manipulate him into freeing him or giving him access to the original dimension that he belonged in, which is the Naruto universe. And this isn't even that far-fetched if you think about it, considering what the Jougan's abilities are. While Boruto was at the academy, he couldn't really activate the Jougan on command. Instead, it would randomly activate whenever he was in trouble. The animator also explained that his powers are very similar to Naruto's ability to sense negative emotions. For example, he would predict when the legendary monster news portals would open by noticing negative emotions focused in certain spots. Like the Byakugan, he also has the ability to see the intricate chakra network and flow of chakra of anyone, even if they're invisible. Since he can use high levels of Tenketsu that he learned from the Hyuga clan, he should technically be able to attack the chakra network and harm the organs to disrupt the chakra flow of his enemies, just like his mother. Most importantly, the Jougan also allows Boruto to see through invisible barriers that link different dimensions, and he can move between them by accessing portals. So it is possible that the Jougan would allow Boruto to possibly understand the boundaries between mathematical dimensions, allowing himself or Shibai to in theory move between them. But this is conjecture, since we don't really know the full extent of the Jougan's capabilities. I assume that we're barely scratching the surface of what this eye can do, since so far it just seems like a better version of a Byakugan or some sort of variant of it. However, post time skip, Boruto should have the ability to activate it by his own will, so hopefully he would have learned how to use it and show off new abilities. I definitely think that the Jougan is related to the Otsutsuki clan, as literally said by the animator and Urashiki. But if you think it does something else or there's some sort of other lore connected to it, comment down below what you think about it. Remember, the Jougan is also symbolized to be almost like a moon or a full moon, whereas the Senringan is like this crescent moon. So maybe there's some sort of connection there. Maybe the Senringan is like an incomplete version of the Jougan. Wouldn't that be interesting? Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Anyway, it would be much appreciated if you could like the video, maybe even subscribe. Check out my other Boruto theories. Some of them might be even more interesting than this one. For example, Amado possibly being an Otsutsuki. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you later. Peace.